Welcome to another video in this series where we go through how to make your own custom Discord bot. In this video I'll be covering how to make some basic commands. Make sure you also watch our two first videos in this series, so you can learn some basic JavaScript before starting with Discord.js. Now without further ado, let's jump into our code. Okay, now we are in our index.js and we want to make another event that listens for messages. So to do that, we go down and we want to make another client.on. So the client and then .on, then the message. So instead of ready, we want to input message in there, so it listens for messages. Now let's make an arrow function, but instead of the brackets up on line 5, we want to put in message. And then, of course, the arrow, and then some curly braces, and open that up. Now leave that empty for now, and we want to make some new files and folders. So first, make a new folder in the base directory and call that for events. Now in this folder, we want to make a new file that we call for message.js. Now in this, still in the events folder, we want to make a new folder that we call for message. Now in the message folder, we're going to create a new file that we call for commands.js. Now in the commands, we don't want to do anything, just leave that empty for now too. Now let's jump back into the index and let's require the message file and run the message file. So to do that, we just do const message file is going to be equal to require dot slash events slash message, but not message.js, just message. Now let's put a semicolon there. Go one line down and we want to run that file. So message file, some brackets, and in here we want to pass through some parameters. So the first one is going to be our prefix from the config.json. Then we put a comma. The second one is going to be our client variable, and the third and last one is going to be our message. There we go. Let's put a colon or a semicolon there. Let's go into our message.js and let's actually use something that allows us to run it. And that's a method that's called module.exports, and that's equal to async for asynchronous, some brackets, and then open that up with some curly braces. In the brackets, we want to require our parameters, so prefix, client, and command, not command, but message. Now in here, we want to run the commands file. So require the const command file is equal to require dot slash message slash commands. Now let's go 2 lines down and let's run that. So command file, let's pass through our parameters. So prefix, client, message, a semicolon. Let's put in some comments. So imports, and this is going to be running our files. Now let's go into the commands file and let's make a module.exports. So module.exports is equal to async, and let's leave those brackets empty for now. Open with some curly braces. Now in the brackets, we're going to input our parameters again. So prefix, comma, client, comma, and then message. Now in here we can actually make our variables that runs the program, but first we want to return or make a if statement that checks for some stuff. So if these are not true, we basically want to return. So first, if the message and the content of the message starts with prefix, but of course we don't want to return if it starts with the prefix. We want to return if it doesn't start with the prefix, or if the message.author is a bot. So .bot will just check if it's a bot, or if the bot value in the JSON format for the message.author is true. So if that's true, we want to return, and if it's not a server, so if message.guild, and like that. And the basic thing we now need to do is just return. So this is going to check if the message.content does not start with prefix, or if the message authoritator bot, or if the place where the message got sent from is not a server. So if it's DMs, it's just gonna return and not do anything. Now let's make two variables or constants. The first one is gonna be args or arguments. This is basically gonna split up the message into an array. So let's say this is a message. Instead of having it in one big string like this, it's gonna split it up to each individual string in a array, so like this. So that's just making it easier for us to pick out some basic or some specific parts of the message. So if now the const args is equal to message dot content dot slice, we want to slice away the prefix dot length, so like that, and we want to split that up, so slash plus slash, a semicolon there. Now let's make a command variable or constant. So const command is equal to args dot shift. That's a method, so put some brackets. Then we want to take this to lowercase, so dot to uppercase L lower, and then the uppercase C case. So that's gonna spell out dot to lowercase with a uppercase L and a uppercase C. A semicolon there. Now let's check if the message or the command is equal to ping. So if command is equal to ping, we want to open this up with some curly braces, and we want to send a message and react to the message. So to send a message, we want to take the message and then the channel of the message, and we want to send something to that channel. And what we send is a string. We want to go into our Discord. Let's get a emoji, so the ping pong emoji. Let's go before that emoji and put a backslash. The backslash allows us to copy this emoji, so we can type that into Visual Studio Code. Type that in there. Now let's type in pong. A semicolon there. Now message.react. We want to react with the what's it called? Yeah, the emoji. There we go. And put a semicolon there, and let's actually run the program now. So open your terminal, type in node index.js. Now we should see bodies online. Now let's open our program. Now let's type in ping. And what's our issue? Starts with is not a function, but I see what we did wrong. We need to put in starts with, so we missed the S there. Let's clear our terminal, so clear, type in node space dot or node space index.js. Now we can actually use the command, so ping, and we should see that the bot reacts with a message, and we should see that the bot sends pong. Great. So that was it for today. Next video we're going to be getting into some more advanced commands. Of course, if you get into any issues, join our Discord, and also remember the GitHub repository is in the description. So other than that, I hope you have a great day.